What's going on, guys? So I just wanted to give you an update just because I know I haven't posted anything in the last couple weeks. Main thing I wanted to wait on was to actually get a tripod for my phone. That's how I'm recording everything, because it's really a hassle when you're dealing with reptiles and you can only use one hand to film anything. So it was just getting too difficult filming. I started filming feeding videos and that type of stuff that I haven't even posted the footage or anything like that, just because it's just so difficult to go through a large collection, or not a large collection, but a decent sized collection, and actually record everything without it taking all day. So that's why I've been absent over the last couple of weeks. I want to wait for a tripod to get in so I don't have to use and just hold and shake all over the place with the phone. So I wanted to give you an update on that. So right now, the season is coming to an end. Most of the pairs that I have are separated by now. The females are still laying maybe a couple more clutches, and a lot of the babies are hatching out right now. So in terms of the pairings and that type of stuff, I have a decent amount that I haven't posted or anything like that, but I plan on holding on to the babies for as long as I can to let them grow out. Over the last couple of years, I've had to sell off most of the nicer ones that I've had just to be able to keep affording growing the collection. So now I feel like I'm at a place where I have a good amount, and they're paying for themselves, but I'm still coming out of pocket a lot of money. It's an addiction, it never gets old. But right now I'm gonna be holding on to a lot of the babies. So sorry, I know a lot of people message me all the time asking for what I have available. It's not that I don't have any, it's just I don't want to let any go right now until I'm ready to keep moving on and keep growing the collection, and I need the money to do that. My plan for next year, I will have a lot of first-time breeders, and the pairings will be a little more stable. So I plan on giving everyone a cool down period for this winter. Even if they really didn't have a full season, I want everything to basically line up for next year. It's not that you can't breed them all year round. However, just for the sake of organization and making sure the health of all the animals are easy to maintain, I just plan on doing everything at the same time of the year. So right now, I'm not gonna rush or force any females into getting into laying eggs. Even if they just became ready now, I'm going to let them rest over the winter just to keep getting healthy, to keep packing on more weight. And then next year, I've put myself in a position where I have enough males now that I will have much better pairings and way more animals that I will be producing, which means definitely by then I will be letting a lot more go. Pretty much everything that I'm holding on from this year is going to be growing out. So by next year, I should have a lot of sexed and, we'll just say juvenile to maybe young adult geckos that I will be selling as well. So that's my plan for these next year pairings, and that way I can get more involved with this as well and show you more of the process that goes down whenever you're breeding them. So I do actually have recently 2 new babies from species I haven't bred yet, or haven't bred before, and they're in these enclosures behind me. So they are the Mourning Geckos. They're just, I think, a really cool animal just because they're parthenogenic. They don't need a male. In fact, it said that there are no males actually in nature. They're only females, and they basically clone themselves once they get big enough. So they don't need, if you have one, that's all you need to produce babies. And I think they're pretty cool. You can hear them communicate with each other sometimes throughout the day. They eat Pangea and insects, and you don't have to have a huge setup for them. I have 2 adults in there, and then one young adult growing out in that enclosure right there. Once they're big enough, I'm gonna move that one into there. Now, the different locales I have, or locales, is a type B, a type D, and then I believe the type A is like the normal one. The only difference between those is just where they're found, and then also what they look like. So right here, as you can see, this is the, let me get the focus. This is, it's not really focusing, but this is the type B baby. Now, they are super tiny, so that's my finger. So you can see how small they are. I have 2 of them. They're gonna be growing out in these enclosures just until they get a little bit bigger. There's another one right back here. If I can find out. It's hard to see, he's right on that leaf right in there. But yeah, so I'm gonna be growing these out, and I also spotted 4 more eggs that are unhatched in the adult enclosure. So they're a first time baby for me. Those are only about 4 or 5 days old, approximately, rough guess. That's just when I found them in the enclosure in there. So that's another thing that I will eventually be releasing for sale in the future. Once I get these to grow out and I get more experience with them, that's when I'll be releasing it. But they were exciting for me when I saw that first little baby in there, because that's a first time species for me to be able to breed. Now, the next thing I want to keep you guys in the loop of is this girl right here. This is Blood Splatter. She is 38 grams. When I received her back in, I think it was June of last year, she was about 3-4 grams. So she's grown a lot in the last year, and she's probably the one that I'm most excited about watching her be able to grow up and then have her babies and watch her babies grow up as well. So this is one that I'm definitely going to be keeping track of her progress and making sure I update videos on her, just because she's the one that, like I said, I'm looking forward to the most, and I have the highest hopes of the quality of her babies will be. So I'm gonna keep in the loop for that and show you guys her progress with her weight and take you through the steps. She hasn't laid any first duds yet. Take her through steps of pairing her, and then laying her eggs, and then seeing what the babies look like when they hatch out. So she's one that I'm really, really excited about when those babies come in the future. And then finally, the last update that I have is I will be having, over the next week to a month, depending on weather conditions, because there's some storms going on right now, I will be having 5 new additions arrive into the collection. 2 of the 5 are brand new species for me, and they're ones that aren't really commonly like talked about or where you see many pictures of, but it's a species that, since I saw them originally, that I've been interested in being able to keep. So I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated on that, so that way you guys can see the unboxings and show you the plans. And after I get them, just going to grow them out and show you guys the process of that species and get a little bit more exposure on them. I've never kept them yet, but I do think that they have a lot of potential to be a really neat animal to be able to have in your collection, just like the Gargs are. I think color-wise, I'm not going to tell you what they are until I get them. Color-wise, they aren't as intense as a gargoyle gecko. However, the ease of care, they're right up there with them, and they do have some pretty interesting patterns on them as well. So I will definitely be making sure that I document whenever I get those in. Like I said, depending on the storms, hopefully there's going to be another one coming this upcoming week. and that is one that I am excited for. And then the other 4 should be coming over the next few weeks when all the weather lines up there. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's been going on. I do plan on doing this regularly. And if you do have any suggestions for any videos or information or anything that you think would be neat to see, definitely shoot me a message with them or make a comment and let me know. Chances are, if I think it's a good enough idea, I will definitely make a video about it. And I also have a bunch of ideas myself, but it's nice in case you have thought of something that I might not have thought of already. So just make sure to, give me a follow on Instagram at RedRack. That's where I'm most active. And there you can message me, or if you have questions or anything like that, that's where you can reach me at. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope, these videos bring some value to you and to help your care for when you're keeping guards, and maybe into the other species that I'll be getting into as well. Again, I'm no expert. I still have a lot to learn, and I learn a lot from other people, but sometimes it's hard to find certain information, so I'll do my best to, get out any information that I've gathered from others as well. So thanks again. Just remember, give me a follow on Instagram. That's where you can reach me, and I appreciate you watching.